Hello, sports fans around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are the best draft experts here to blow you away with the depth of knowledge around the round 25 team lists. And as always, the boys in tow, eager and keen to help you win some finals. Simo, get them all the way there, mate. How are you feeling about this week?
Mate, feeling really good. G'day to the listeners out there and the live listeners as well who are in the chat. Yeah, look, if you're still with us now, like, good on you, because it means that you're probably in your Supercoach final. I mean, if you're listening to us and you're not in your Supercoach final, then even more love to you, because it means you've stuck around. So, yeah, no, it's an exciting time of year for us Supercoaches. So hopefully we can get a few dubs.
Beautiful. So tell me, I'm bringing the sexy back since 1963. How are you, old son?
63, good year, mate. Yeah, no, I'm really good, mate. Absolutely fizzing for this time of year. It's crunch time. There's a big, it's all on the line this week for a lot of people, and I'm just excited about that, mate.
Speaking about on the line, for those listeners, our League of Record, we do have the Todmount versus the Redford for the right to play in our League of Record Grand Final. Where it's a lot on the line here. And a shot for Toddy to have a shot at his maiden premiership title in this league. Good luck to you, old son. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Don't hesitate. Yeah.
I love it. Good luck, but I hope you lose.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I hope I absolutely cook you.
I'm due. I know. You've had 2 big weeks, mate. Surely the team doesn't keep humming.
Yeah, there's a few too many Titans appearing on my team list, and I did not intend for it to be this way, and that makes me
Titans, what an
very nervous. Very nervous. But listeners out there, as Simo said, thanks for sticking with us. It's been an awesome year. I love bringing you this content, and we'll be there to the bitter end. I will absolutely be exploring some of that NFL content in line with the release of NFL SuperCoach, so stay tuned. We'd love to have a few listeners. We'll just keep it under this brand, but yeah, keen to do that. May even get a guest appearance from the lads at some point, but no pressure on them to contribut.
It's been some pressure.
All right.
To feel it.
Oh, yeah. Wow, really dumping it on you. Yeah, wouldn't rather do it by myself. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, the round 25 team lists as they stand. Not a bad week to own a Dragon, and I don't normally say that, boys, but I know South found a way to get the dub in what was an absolute scrub fest. Can I ask what the NRL scheduling people were doing, putting that as the last game of that of Saturday, when you'd just seen that second half Broncos Dolphins was electrifying. Like the way the Dolphins came out and the Bronx came back as a neutral, that was spectacular to watch. And then we hit the Eels.
Stink fest. Yeah.
It was rough. Like, I think by about the end of the Saturday games, you could pretty much just clock off the Sunday, because I think both games had no finals relevance. So, and then this is on a Thursday night, boys. That's the only good thing. Get it out of the way.
True.
Yeah. And fantasy implications, gentlemen. There's a few players here that may have to be relied upon to get us some scores. Now, I'll go to the Dargans first. And as our resident Dargans expert, number one hero and fan, let's help me out.
I'm the best to do it.
Christian Tuipulotu. He was limping around at about halfway through that game. I'm like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Do you run him?
He's just. I just don't think I would run him this week. I just think he's too risky and a must-win. I think they can go for a safer option and not get burnt.
Matt Fine put together 120 odd, showing a bit of the talent. You
couldn't pay me.
This matchup, for those that may be, so let's figure out what we're doing here. Sharkies, Mulatalo, Sione Katoa, Hiroti, maybe Talakai. Geez, I think Talakai's a big out personally, but Matt Fine, like, Timo, bit of support here. Put some respect on him. This is a juicy-ass matchup. Tallis Duncan, unfortunately, back in the centres as well. There's got to be there's going to be success from one of these guys.
Oh, yeah. I actually don't mind the Cutter Buchanan's jib either. I think he's someone we might look at a bit more next year. But, yeah, as it pertains to Fine, like, I mean, if you're bold enough to run Fine in your elimination final, like, that is some balls that I'm willing to go with. Like, I know the matchup's great, but at some point you've really got to just look at it and go, what has this player been their whole career? And yes, he'd come off 120 last week, but it's pretty rare to see centers, especially back up big games like that, especially these sort of journeyman centers. So if he was on the wing, I'd probably be a bit more keen. But I mean, even so, like, yeah, I would not be running him. If most leagues out there, like we're not one of these leagues, but if you do play AEs, I understand maybe chucking him on your bench and see if you hit a big score. But apart from that, like I would not be having him in my starting lineup, no way, shape, or form.
Fair play. G'day, Captain Robbery. He says, "Evening, gents. Good to have you aboard, mate, as always."
El Capitan.
Now, Todza, give you some kudos for last week, mate. You actually did start him. So, liking King Tongia actually did play for you and looked really good in real life again. He is one next year that's I think he's got a little bit of interest as one of those fringe top 10 guys. Don't want to oversell him, but he's a good cut of his jib. Probably more matchup. Now, this matchup's not horrible. So, Todd, is he, without having the actual full list of 5/8s here, he's got to be really close to startable this week again in this matchup, surely.
Yeah, I think so. Like the last 3 weeks, I think he's had like 60-plus scores the last 4 weeks. So he's going really well. I think this is a juicy enough matchup for me to fire him up again this week. I was pretty confident with last week. I think he'll go good again here this week.
How good is it to see both Raymond Fatala Mariner and Ben Murdoch Masilla in the same NRL lineup? Lads, is this 2017 or what are we doing here? Poor Dragons. Like they can't get away from these types of players. Seriously.
It's tough.
Ben Murdoch Masilla is seriously the best you can get it locked. There's not some kid down there who's like got half a brain and half a body. Like seriously.
I love last week the commentators just beautiful 2020 is hindsight bullshit. Oh, they had Ben Murdoch Masilla as the 18th man, and obviously they envisaged they'd lose 3 forwards to feckin' Hegnocks. Bugger off with that sort of revisionist crap. Like
that guy's just
pure luck. It's pure luck. And on another day to be a back that goes like 2 backs go down and Tyler Sloan is the perfect replacement. So just enough with that. Clemmer benefited greatly from the extreme peak in minutes that he had. Could you start him in this matchup? I know we're scraping. I don't want to spend too long on it, but he's actually been pretty damn good over the last several weeks. So he's probably FRF2. Quick one for those who are...
Little and Sloan both on the bench with only King Tongia, and Murdoch Masilla is going to play diddly squat minutes with the amount of junk he's carrying. So, yeah, I think still some 55-minute plus for the old Clemmer, and you're probably cheering there as FRF2.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Alan Gahu.
It's pretty to say, but yeah, you got to go with him.
He's dirty, but he'll get the job done most likely. At least a base of 40, likely a 50 plus. So Jacob Halangahu, likely type. I don't know about the minutes. Like, is this just 80 each on the edge? I know Lucy keeps surviving, and good luck to you if you're playing him each week. He's terrifying.
Yeah, this looks like 80 on the edge. There's no one really to spell through there anyway.
Yeah, this stage of the season, it's a big call. But the number one waiver claim with a bullet with an absolute asterisk put beside it is for some reason Keon Kalamatangi is back.
Yeah, huge.
It's a weird one.
For some reason.
It's for some reason, like, why are they rushing anyone back in this side? Like, oh yeah, cool. We get to put him in the forward line, and then Tallis Duncan plays center, and we get whopped. It's really confusing to me.
Cody Walker's on the bench, mate. Don't worry.
No, he actually played pretty well, to be fair.
He did actually.
He did play
He actually
well,
did a couple of beautiful little passes, and obviously now we'll sign a $2 million contract for the next 3 years. So tough luck in the South. I will also say, gentlemen, that number 22 there, Lewis Dodd. The amount of my mates that gave me shit that the Knights would be the team interested in Lewis Dodd was alarming. So stuff you supposed friends who think that I'd be excited by that, you bastards. It's not. Thankfully, it's Catalan. Good riddance.
Tough on the kid. Hardly got his chance.
I don't care. If the Knights signed him, that was going to be a true test of my loyalty, to be honest.
So good.
So, look, I'm going to ask you both. Keon Kalamatangi, right? It's obviously great to spend your claim to get the boost for this 1 week. With the bye in 26, if you are playing a must-win final, of course, you sell out, you can bring him in. The risk of being underdone and not playing next week is there, though. And that's something I wanted to just discuss with the lads. Simo, do you have him as the absolute number one if you need the win this week?
Yeah, well, I just don't think there's anyone else out there that could... Like, we know what Kalamatangi is. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he's not a good Supercoach player, because we know that he's an absolute gun when he plays, and he could play at 80% fitness of what normally you'd get out of him, and he'd still be quite good. So I'm not going to overthink this one. To me, he's an easy claim. You're in an elimination final. You'd rather plug him in there than some of these other guys that, like the Clemmers of the world, for example. Like you'd rather go down with the pedigree that is Keon Kalamatangi. You've outlined some really good points, mate. Like it could so easily go pear-shaped for you, and I get that. I think if that happens here, it's just bad luck. But it's one of those names that when I saw it on the team list today, I was really got a bit down over it, I guess. I was just like that sigh of like, I just hate when these sort of guys come back and they're available on waivers and people just, it really just comes down to luck then of who's got first waiver. This is assuming that Kalamatangi is what we know him to be. I don't know, just sort of like that draft purist in me that really hates this sort of stuff late in the year. Like if he's out for the year, like be out for the year. Like I hate that sort of reporting of like, these guys being out for the season, and then all of a sudden, no, actually they're only back in 5 weeks. Like, let's rule guys out for the season if that's what we're saying. So, there's a lot of listeners there that will disagree with me and say, like this is the fun of draft. Like these sort of guys get dropped and you can go and pick them up. But I don't know. Me personally, I hate that this could potentially, settle 26 rounds of SuperCoach that will be played before this, and you just go, nah. For me, it's not something I love, but we've still got to discuss it because obviously he's a massive chip to be had on waivers. So yeah, for me, I'm not overthinking it. I'd go and grab him. If it doesn't pan out, then so be it.
I agree. As a purist, I don't like it. I think Kinney's another example. Like he was ruled out with a neck injury. There was no reason for him really to come back other than pride. I'm with you. We've said it many times. NRL needs to become more professional with its injury system, much like the NFL, and it actually is fair on fans. It's part of the reason as well that, only a part, of course, of a reason fantasy is such a booming product over there. It's not great to create an artificial advantage this time of the year for any team. So I'm with you on that. Todzer, just quickly, mate, have you got him number one this week?
Yeah, without a doubt, mate. Like, I'm in a big elim this week. I would be snapping him up to my number one. He could easily change your week. FRF available too. Like I know I lost Joloff this week, so it'd be a great replacement there.
Love that you're better. It's awesome. Can't wait to play it. That's wonderful.
Couldn't happen to a better bloke. I love it, mate. So I'll be putting my waiver claim in for Keon. That's for sure.
How good do you run? All right, moving forward. Panthers v Raiders in an absolute barnstormer here at Mudgee. So credit to the NRL for taking it to a place like this when they could go a long way to selling out a stadium somewhere. So that's quite interesting. So it is a tricky little matchup for this week, especially in those must-win finals, because pretty much overall, it is really hard to see this as anything but a slugfest, and it should be. The forward packs are both great. Teams are both primed. This is potentially a grand final preview. So I think for me, I've got the marginal starts become a little bit harder to start. Obviously, Panthers, controversial loss. They'll obviously be motivated as well, but I just think the Raiders will also be up for this too, boys. I really think they're going to go absolute gangbusters and just rip each other apart. So for that note, I think it's just start your studs. Yeah, so Edwards now is a must start, obviously. Casey McLean is pretty hard to drop to bench, as you said, Simo, last week in your analysis. He just keeps on keeping on. Bronto, are you going to start? Is Talangi a must start status, Simo?
Oh, he's definitely not a must start. Like he punched out, I think, a 43 or something last week. So, yeah, he's not a must start by any means. It's just 5'8" is pretty dirty at the moment. Obviously, you've got Lockie Galvin issues going on as well if you're a drafter of him. Matty Burton's really hit a bit of a crap run of form as well. Like, he'll be one we can discuss too. Like, there was a question there, sort of going a bit ahead of myself here, but Burton versus King Tongia. Like, the fact that that's even up for discussion given the matchups is interesting. So, as it pertains to Blaze, there's a chance you could have better options. But, there's Ezra Mam that's gone down as well. Like, there's just a few 5'8" that aren't really panning out. So, you're most likely going to start Blaze, but I could see many scenarios where you would have a few sneaky better options. But
Blaze versus King
he's a
Tongia,
probable
like King
start.
Tongia with the matchup he has versus Blaze with the touch one. Which one would you go there, Simo?
Yeah, see, that's a great question. Like, I think I would risk it with King Tonga. I just think the upside's higher for this week.
Yeah,
That's a really good one. Like, they're both of those guys are sort of back of the top 10, like sort of 7 or 8 in the rankings this week, I'd imagine. So,
well, we had that big debate. Well, we had the big debate on Lockie Galvin last week, boys. What did he end up putting out? What was the final score?
It was like a 30, I think, 20-something,
Yeah,
29, 30.
So it's pretty grubby. So, yeah, okay. So I think then Galvin in that matchup as well, then Simo is probably a very relevant one. People would be looking for an excuse. King Tonga over Galvin seems reasonable again.
Yeah, like none of these questions we're answering here would surprise anyone if you were to run King Tonga. Like, it sounds like we're super high on him, but really it's just purely a matchup thing. Like, this is a really tough round for people to navigate. Obviously, you've got the top 4 teams versing each other. Well, shout out to your Waz, sorry, Toddy, but yeah, those Friday night fixtures are going to be massive. So it's just you need to decide what sort of fantasy owner you are. Are you someone that backs the guys that got you there, irrespective of matchup? Which, to be fair, we've worked out pretty well for you last week because Xavier Coates scored really well. Daniel Tupou did as well in a tough matchup. So it can easily pan out for you if that's what you want to do. But we're sort of talking more from the sense that we probably value the matchups a little bit more than I know some owners out there. So for that reason, it's why we're probably leaning a little bit more towards King Tonga. But it really depends on what you want to do. Like, just stick true to what you are as an owner. Because at the end of the day, it's your elimination final. So do what you think is sort of stands by your principles, I guess.
It's a balance. I think you want to go those ones you would call studs. Like, and I think that's why I asked you, Simo. I think Talangi's not there. He may be there for the future. Like, he's obviously grown this year. But I think it's your genuine studs. So Jenkins, I wouldn't say is stud status. He's a tougher start this week, yeah? Tots?
Well, I think I can still fire up Big Milky.
Yep, okay. Tungo's a no.
No.
Are we saying no then to what? Okay, here's one that's going to be affecting owners quite a lot. KO Weeks, after looking pretty good in that period, had just hit a wall. It's a tough one to trust, but is it a big game where he'll find it?
No. I could not lay my week on KO Weeks. I don't care how good he's been this year. Like, he just has these games where he can just flunk out, and I don't want it to be this week.
All right. KO Weeks versus Tua Picky or even Turbo.
Tua Picky's not even named, so not Tua Picky.
That's
Didn't
another
haven't
thing.
even got there. Wow,
Yeah.
Tua Picky gone, so you're stuck.
So
KO, or is it Shans then?
Yeah, Shans,
Yeah.
So throw Shans in there. He'll be out on a lot of waivers we'll have to discuss shortly. So
Shans versus KO this week. Shans got the Titans. KO in a tough match against Pan. I'm taking Shans.
Yeah, I'm taking Chance.
Take a chance on Chance. Beautiful.
Chance.
A chance on Chance. We're looking forward to saying that all year. Tick that one off the bingo card. Very good.
You would play bingo with that sweater.
Yeah.
Wearing that Cosby sweater.
Boy.
Sweater.
Rock that turtleneck, my guy. Rock that turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
That's good from you, Todd. That is good.
Nah,
I've been thinking about making some sort of comment for the last 18 minutes.
Coming from the sexy man himself. I had a really sexy little thing underneath too, actually.
Hello. Please do show us.
So the backline's in trouble. Timoko's the only 4 CTW got a starting model, right? I know he's higher than that overall, but you're still obliged, I presume.
Jeez, tough start to Moko this week too, to be honest.
It is. I think it's hard to think that you'd have. I mean, maybe he's your 4th, 5th pivot. That's a pretty strong CTW list, though.
Yeah, true. You're not wrong there. You might have to fire him up. It'll be one I'm looking at in my CT dubs this week, just based upon the matchup up against the Panthers. They've been pretty solid.
I think what you'll find, Toddy, it's like, I get it. Look, you don't want to start Tomoko, but then it's really not a great week for these plug and play CT dubs. Like,
no, it's not.
Chris mentioned Fine, but honestly, that's the sort of trust you're going to have to put in guys who have good matchups. Which if you want to do that,
business.
like, yeah, it is risky business. But so starting Tomoko, I get that. But
it is. You've got your Billy Smiths against like Parramatta as well, Simo. It's those types of players that are up and about this week. So you're going to have to start Starling because he's probably the best you've got. Obviously, Tarpany and Huddy Young studs. They start. Hosking's been going too good. Corey Horsburgh, FRF2, still fine. Like, it's obviously, but it could be in the middles. And I just want to make note quickly, gentlemen, of Papali'i here. Fantastic last week for Supercoach. Been on a good little run. Isaiah Yeo, strangely, on the extended only. Of all the coaches who doesn't play Ducks and Drakes as much, I actually think Ivan's usually pretty bang on. Like, whatever he puts out there is generally what he works towards, unless it's just after Origin. I don't have any, unless you guys have some news that indicates he's definitely coming in. If IPAP was out there, is he worth a stab on waivers? Because if you do get the minutes for him, he is a really high level FRF2, if not borderline 1. Toddy, that's a close one for me.
Yeah, really interesting to see Yo named on the bench. IPAP is a guy where I wouldn't like. There's every chance that Yo comes back in this week. I wouldn't be spending like my number one to go out and get him. I don't trust the minutes there that much. I think Yo will come back. I think this is just playing games. So, IPAP's a tough one. What an interesting year he's had over the last 2 years of his Supercoach life. Like, can go from absolute like stud to sort of not knowing what he is, and that's what he's been sort of for me this year.
With the minutes in this role, though, mate, it's been very good. It's been super solid. So he's going to have to be owned. And just to qualify, if you're down to only a few teams left, obviously, listeners, very simple logic here. Have a look at where you sit. So although Todd's saying, you're number one, essentially just count the numbers. It'll be, a maximum of 4 teams? If someone plays around 27? Teams. A lot of teams down to 3. So just have a look what order you're in and just work out. Because remember, the first guy can cycle back around for his second pick if he so wishes to try and get wins and what have you. So it's just you got to make these stabs. I'll just go to a couple
like
of
IPAP versus Kaloa Matangi. What's that for you?
Well, that's because there's no guarantee that IPAP's valuable in 27. That's definitely Kaloa Matangi.
True.
If you got IPAP though, and Yo actually, one of those ones where he could have come back, doesn't, and then mysteriously, like little Papi, doesn't return for 26, then you're laughing. Then you'd rather have IPAP. So it's one of those. Travis, thank you for joining us again this evening, mate. He says, lads, question for next week: what should I do with my captain? Drinkwater, Tuipulotu, Young, Isako. I have Kinney 2 on my bench. Could start him. So you've gone early a week in advance. Happy to have a quick look at the fixtures for next, mate. Bear with us.
Does he mean like when he says next week? Does he mean like not this weekend, but the weekend after, or is he just said that?
He says, Travis says, for my draft grand final, by the way. So it is.
It was like he's gone all the way through and he's waiting for an Elam guy to take him on.
Yeah, around 26. Yeah.
Around 26. That's what it seems.
Bulldogs versus Panthers. Warriors versus Eels.
Yeah. So let's just go through the names here, gentlemen. So bring it back. So like Drinky, I'm obviously looking at. You like Asako in the matchup against my Knights? Or is it Titans? Oh, it's Titans at home.
Titans.
Next weekend, says Travis. Thank you, mate. Good on you, mate. So we'll get you there. Asako's looming pretty large here. Cowboys at home to the Bronx. Drinky not without hope.
VC.
I don't know. Can you do a VC AE moment here, mate? Get VC Drinky, just see if they light up the Bronx, which they could easily do. See Asako.
Rock solid advice there, boys.
Is that Young? Is that Huddy Young against the Tigers? There's your other VC option. And then some.
Dominic Young, right?
Dom, I reckon.
Could be either. Doesn't go either way on that, I don't think.
Just going with all the backs. Be weird to have a random forward there. I don't know, maybe not.
You let us know, Travis, if it is Huddy, mate. Although the Tigers have been better, I think at GIO Stadium on a Saturday afternoon at 3:00, and if it's in the dry, I would be quite a fan of Huddy Young. It is Huddy. Ooh. BC Huddy, see how you go. See Asako. Hopefully Huddy does the job for you and hits 110 plus. So,
yeah, I like that.
our boy Will/Cade Snowden. Great to have you back aboard, good sir. Evening, boys. One team gone, one still going in the semis. So at least you're through and surviving, mate. Great to hear your success. Want to hear about these titles, listeners? We're all about it here in BDE land. All right. Hopefully, Redford across a couple of leagues. So back to the teams for this week. Storm v Bulldogs. Oh boy, is this a big game for the Bulldogs to show they've got any hope of winning a grand final. Connor Tracy, that is as rough as he's played in a hot minute. That was very unpleasant to watch, the poor guy. It was not his game. Pushed back sideways all night, dropped a really crucial ball, struggle town. I reckon most will start him as a 4 CTW, but here's yet again another guy like Timoko where, geez, there's a bit of pause here, Todza.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. He's the type that you could pause on here. Not at his best last week, but big game. Surely comes back. I know it's his first week back from injury last week, so give him a little bit of leeway and find the straps here. I think you can still fire him up as a 4 CTW.
You know, he's been startable too, lads. That Enari Tuala.
Oh, big 49 points he would have got on the weekend. Woo! Daniel Tupou scored about 7 tries over the top of him, mate. Seriously. Missed tackles every time.
I just care about SuperCoach, mate. He gets the job done, and my God, he's a handsome fella. So, look, he's been fine since he came in. Obviously, red light him. Critter Simo has actually been outstanding this year for SuperCoach after a slow start. Oh, it's a hard trust this week, but he is a big game player.
Oh, he's must start. Critter, like kicking goals for the Dogs.
Up, won't he?
Like,
he'll get up.
Mate, the fact that he's been playing fullback in attack just is an
crazy.
absolute erection. Like, it's just...
He's smooth as silk, isn't he?
Yeah. Like,
so
he gets through
Critter, yes,
defense
Tracy,
centers.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it. Bronson Jerry's actually been playing real good life footy as well. It'd just be harder to trust in this matchup. And Jacob Carraz, please stand up, son. Those owners are desperately keen to see him just absolutely towel up this weekend. But it's a, big game player again. Over to the Storm. Coates is just, as we said last week, you got no choice. You just start him. He's just outstanding. He's the best winger in the comp at the moment.
What's he doing? I
think there's a bit of a gap. There's a bit of a gap.
That's strong. Can move his body like he does. Unreal.
He's even, I think I said this to you boys both a couple of times, like he is running the ball back way hard, harder than he ever has. Best winger in the comp for me at the moment, on form. So he's an easy yes. Marion Seve with actually he played really well with the goggles. I'm about his work. I can
get behind the gogs, man. I can get behind him, man. He ran hard, dog.
He ran, mate. Did you see some of the hits in defense? Absolutely bone rattling the kid. I'm a big fan.
We had the old big bumpers up, old Mariano. He was putting them up.
I'm about his work, mate. Give me a goggle any day.
Yeah.
Grant Anderson.
A bit from old Liam Martin with the goggles. Rubbing it.
Green or red for Grant Anderson and Nick Meaney. I think normally they're usually at least fourths. Just a little tough.
Yeah, I can't get behind Grant Anderson and Nick Meaney this week. Tough matchups, dude.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm just Coates for me out of that back line.
Yeah, it's making Tomoko look real good, eh? Not really. But you would tick it off, those 4 or 5 guys that you don't want to fire up because of matchup this week, and then you look back at Tomoko, it's like, oh, maybe he's a decent enough start.
One lads that we've been all over the shop with, and listeners, we'll go on this journey again, is Tyron Wishart. Played an absolute blinder. Actually, really like the cut of his jib on the Matty John show as well. Love a bit of Tyron. He's been a bit up and down with the performances. Did show a bit in a big game last week. Is this a chance for an encore? Oh, Simo, tricky one. And where does he sit in that category? You said King Tongia. What was the other gentleman you said? Well, Galvin.
Blaze.
And Blaze.
Blaze.
Put him in that rung for me.
Oh, mate, all of these guys are very similar. This is really just personal preference and how much you want to rate the matchup. For me, in a grand, if I'm playing my elimination final, I'm probably just going to start King Tongia in that matchup and just hope that comes in for me.
Okay. Over Wishart.
I would, yeah. To me, the matchup's just too, he got away with it last week, but I'm not going to back him in a second tough matchup and think he's going to be all right. So, this is the way I'm a bit risk averse like that. I'd rather just go the guy that I know has a gun matchup. Look, King Tonga could come out and put egg on my face. Let's be real, but I'd go King Tonga. Then, well, see, Wishart versus Blaze is honestly just a coin flip. Like, pick your poison for me. I probably would go Blaze and Wishart just. Who was the fourth one we said? There was 4 names there.
Galvin. I'm starting Wishart over Galvin.
Yeah, me too. I probably have Galvin last of that lot.
Yeah, I can't get behind Galvin. He's one of those. He's got to prove it, to be honest, to be started. Like, good luck to you. If you're ballsy enough to start Galvin over any of those names, good luck to you. A lot of risk. I'm going with the fact I think Wishart showed he could really do it. I'm going to put a little asterisk, though. Lil Papi is sitting in the extended. If Little Papi comes in, I wouldn't start Wishart, with Munster staying at fullback. I like Wishart being the dominant, more playmaking or likely to do something in Supercoach half. If Money moves back to the 5'8", I'm out of there. Gone. I'd much rather one of the other options you said, Simo.
Where does
Joe
Burton
Chan
come into that for you, mate?
I believe I'm a Burton truther, and I think a big game won't necessarily mean a worse score for him. I think he's had some easier matchups where all he's done is kick the ball. I think he will run the ball here a bit more, and I'd be starting. I'd start him over all of them myself.
It's a tough one because he scored 40 with a line break try last week, and it hasn't kicked goals for weeks. Like, it's obviously Critter's gig. So I think there's a lot of Burton owners out there that would be really on the fence about what to do with him. Fully
get it. Just honestly, mate, put under pressure. You know those players you believe in who've done things for me in different matchups. I'm starting him in the list. Actually, I've got a buy in list league, I should say, but I would be starting him if I had him in the list in the league. Joe Chan. I'm going to mention him because he's actually a real good, I think he's a good real life player. He's very industrious, works hard, good work rate, all those things. I think Alec McDonald on the bench. I think he won't play 80 here, right, boys? Because if it was an 80-minute role on the bench, he comes into third 2RF calculation for me. But, Todd's, I feel like it's not 80, surely.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is 80, just looking back at Joe Chan's scores for the year, there's been 3 80-minute performances of which he hasn't scored over 43 points in any of them. So, little snippet sample sizes there. Yeah, I wouldn't be backing Joe Chan to go bonkers anyway. So, and even with that, Alec McDonald coming on, he has played through the edge as well. I just wouldn't be banking on him being just a third 2RF.
I appreciate those stats, Todd, but just keep in mind, I do believe those 3 80-minute performances are all in the centres.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So he's had pretty good base considering he's played centre. There might be one of those games that he pivoted in, did a bit of back row as well, but I don't know. I just think there could be something there if you're getting really desperate. So you've lost Nickera, you've not got Teague Wilton, and now you've lost McInnes as well if you had him as a back rower. True. So we've got to look for a couple of replacements that'll definitely be out there. I think there are worse punts than that one without being super excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop waxing lyrical about Big Stefano, but if you've had any doubts, start the man playing out of his mind. It's bonkers. Reed Money on the bench, one of my favorite things I've seen this season. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Get Rex on.
Just drive by and Reed.
Drive in front of him. Tilly Tupanua is somehow on a bench considering all the injuries this year. Speaking of players I didn't think I'd see till very deep or not at all, there he is. Good luck to him. All right. Sneaking our way on down. I mean, Lil Papi, guys, I presume he's just sitting on the bench or on a team that's already been eliminated, right? No, it wouldn't have been dropped given the timing, so nothing to see there.
No.
All right. Moving down, the Seagulls versus the Dolphins. Oh, boy, that's one to get excited about. I mentioned to you lads before this potty, Luke Brooks may have sunk to a new low. I just want to acknowledge on this potty. That is some of the worst football you could really ever throw up. There he is. He's still playing. Still there, getting around on his big bucks. Get on him, I say. It's the time. Really good question here from Captain Rivalry. Just mind meld stuff here, mate. Does Simpkin play 80 minutes this week? Play Simpkin over Clifford this week. The other spot will be an AE from hooker or halfback. Simo, do you want to weigh in here, please, mate?
I would not be banking on Simpkin, I wouldn't think. I reckon Jazz has a good chance of rotating through there at some stage. So I don't know. I'd probably play the AE, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to mix it up any further with the advice. I'll stick with you, though, Simo. Jazz, it's pretty hard to judge how things went last week because of how bad it was. That was just an awful performance. He needs a bit of go forward to, I guess, hit those, I guess, the base run sort of stats that he does, mate. He was pretty quiet, to be honest. Could you fire him up this week as your third 2RF or hooker if you were needy?
Look, I probably would. If I was going to start him, it'd only be at the hooker spot, I think. I don't love him as a third 2RF because he hasn't got a massive upside, Jazz. Like, if you're starting him, you're probably hoping for like a 50 to 60. Obviously, the downside is that he pumps out like a 35, which, as we saw last week. So there is risk with him. Yeah, I could fire him up as a desperation hooker play. Hope he hits some sort of 50 to 60 score and be okay with that. I mean, there's a few borderline hookers out there that have kind of fallen by the wayside. You've got the Parramatta situation. You've obviously got Jaden Brayley not starting this week. There's a bit going on. I mean, Reece Robson scored a 17, but that was obviously with a sin bin last week. So there are some situations where you might think about firing up Jazz. But yeah, he's just one of those ones. Like, this whole Manly team for me, like, it's one of the worst forward packs you'll see getting around. It's just like
it is
the ghost of Matt Lodge. You got Corey Waddell, Jazz, which is well past his prime. Takiaho's past his prime.
Burbo's never had a prime.
Burbo, yeah, my mate Burbs. It's a sad looking pack.
It is, mate. And just to Phoenix Star, welcome back, good sir. Hey, boys, do we think Jazz is going to get the minutes this week? Yeah, just on that, we're not 100. I don't think it'll be much different, mate. I think it'll sit around 60. And a really good point here, and this is where I wasn't as definitive with you, Simo, about the Simpkin versus Jazz, because he has played 80, and he's got an okay SuperCoach motor on him. I probably think you're a better chance in this matchup of Simpkin having a decent base. He's probably as likely to upside, if not more, from like a simple pass over the line or something against a pretty soft middle from Dolphins. It's not their fault because they've lost everyone. And Felice is a chance of getting sent off, so they'll be against 12 men. So I probably lean Simpkin, and I'll just add a bit of the actual question from Captain Rivalry is I have to pick one of Clifford or Simpkin. So Todzer, do you want to weigh in, mate, as a bit of a decider there?
Yeah, look, I'm on the Simpkin side. Has played 80 last two rounds. Just a tackle bot too, really SuperCoach friendly. So I would take my luck that Simpkin plays. Even if Jazz does get him, spell him through there, which I don't think is going to happen. Even if he does, he's still playing 65 minutes. So I'd probably take the Simpkin over Jazz and also over Clifford as well.
Yeah, I mean, you'd look at that matchup against the Tigers that the Cowboys have, but do you really, on a Sunday afternoon at 4:05, want to rely on Jake Clifford to bring you home? No. Tigers have shown a bit, boys. They've shown a bit, and if Cowboys were at home, I'd probably flip my advice, but I'm going to reluctantly say Simpkin as well, Rivalry, and I wish you the best, mate, because that's a tough one. Our man, Will Sowden. Would you grab Capewell over Jazz? I would not. Any upgrades?
Nah.
It's one of those ones. Like, Capewell's more chance of a try, but Jazz will base better. So,
yeah,
probably just play it safe with Jazz.
The captain says, "Thanks, fellas. Love it. Good luck, mate. That's a tough little spot there. Hopefully that goes well. I'll be cheering on Jakey Simpkin if you end up going that way, mate. But good luck." The rest of it, I really don't want to be starting pretty much anyone from the Sea Eagles. You're going to start Lehigh. You're going to start Gerbo. Tola Cooler.
Oof.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, tell you what, if you are a team out there with cash and you say, there's our fullback, yes, he's so fast. He's ridiculous.
He's quick. Well, where was he a couple of years for me, the Duke?
Yeah, exactly.
We knew this player was in there.
We did. We absolutely
Who didn't see this coming? And who's not on him this year?
Yeah, exactly. It's the most painful thing. And who'll overspend next year at Manly?
Yeah.
This guy. Uh, Daily Cherry Evans, really quick, boys. I can't
Yuck.
believe I'm about to say this, but this is where it's at. Green light, red light game. Simo, hit me.
Mate, he should kick goals this week. Fire him up.
He's always fun watching him do that awkward half toe poke sort of fall over thing that he does when he kicks, but he kicks all right.
There's no reason to
Dodger?
fire him up. I feel like if you've owned him this far,
You're probably gone.
probably
Yeah, probably
Your
not
team
here.
finished 4 rounds ago.
I think you didn't even make your playoffs at all. I believe you.
Jesus.
Isaiah Katoa, little hard to trust. Again, not his fault. I think if he had the full team around him and he, boy, does he miss the herbivore. Oh my God. Just misses that go forward. There's not much space. I noticed he was trying to do some of his fancy stuff against the Bronx and getting absolutely crunched, which
Licked.
symptom of the situation. I think starting your Dolphins is okay here because of just how bad the defensive prowess of the Manly players are. So I'm happy to fire up Isaiah. I'd even fire up Cody in this matchup. I think Manly are just cooked. Left side winger Nafahu is fine. Jake Averillo, we're going to have to pay more attention to next year because he's actually a really good football player, it seems. And your man Jermaine Osako, he moves up to how high on the CTW list this week, Simo? It's pretty high.
I would have him very high, probably top 5 without.
Yep. Yeah, I can.
I can't.
live.
I haven't written all the names down, but I'd say I'd struggle to list 5 that I'd start over him.
What do you do with Trey Fuller? Unbelievably electric off the mark here. Has been demoted for some reason. Any thoughts on this, Todd?
Yeah, what's up with that? I thought they looked really good last week with him there. Like, he just brought something to the team, and yeah, just the 14 role. Like, what's going to happen here? This feels pretty gross.
I got an answer for you. The Hammer, despite being an Origin centre, a series-winning Origin centre, copped an absolute bath on the weekend defensively. I don't know what he was doing, but it wasn't very good defending. But you'd certainly back him as an Origin-level centre, right? And just keep him there and keep your electric Trey Fuller. That run he did to bust up the field, I mean, all he does is score spectacular tries.
That's all he did. Like, literally, when you talk about Trey Fuller, it's like, holy, this guy is magical. Like, let's get him on the field. How is he not on a team? Like, how is he not starting? Like,
crazy. Sadly, we did start the Finafuiaki watch segment before his injury, and I don't think he's come back all guns blazing because it was a tough watch.
We haven't checked in on him for a few weeks because obviously the injury, but I might give you a task here. Has he recorded an offload or a tackle bust this year yet?
I'm going to suggest tackle bust sub 5.
Oh mate, I think he had
0.
He had none when we talked about him about 8 weeks ago. Like,
I think it's offload 0.
Surely he's got an offload.
Mate, game 1 of the year, he had 7 tackle busts.
Okay, ignore that one good game. How many since then?
1, 2, 8, 12. 8, 12. He's had like 16.
In
this wasn't an exciting follow-up. I was with you.
In 24 weeks.
And no
barnstorming back rower.
True,
I actually heard one of the commentators say something like, "Oh, he's their most damaging forward out there." I was like, "What are you watching?"
Effective offloads is indeed 0.
All right, you're not starting Finafuiaki.
And if there's literally not a single offload and like 16 tackle breaks.
Great question here from Cade Snowden. Keeley has really dropped off, but seems Donahue has bounced back. He is in waivers as a 2RF option for me. I like starting Kurt Donahue. If he's sitting out there, I've got every time. He looked fantastic on the weekend. I don't know if the scores matching the output is the only question. He looked involved. 77 is pretty good
on the weekend. Yeah, pretty solid. Stat heaps.
I think as your hooker option, I think if he's out there, he is a premier choice. As a third 2RF, I think he's fine because there's a decent base combo there, and I think that his opposition is pretty crap. So, Cade Snowden, 3 green lights, gentlemen, for Donahue.
Yep.
Definitely for Donu, yeah.
Just for the lads listening at home, what side of the field does he play? Who are we referring to here?
Ferdy Filiaki, mate, I reckon.
Finifui?
It's a good one from Durson. He plays on your side of the field. Knocked out, baby.
Hello. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Have Verrills at hooker. Yeah, keep on keeping on Sammy Verrills. He's playing 80 minutes and doing a bloody good job. Not sure how long the upside can. Yeah, I was going to say, Will, it's been awesome that he's hit this upside. You're waiting for the bubble to burst with Verrills, touchwood, or an injury during the game. Unfortunately, touchwood again. Don't want to wish that upon him. So yeah, Dursto's question for Fitafui. You said left, right, out was the official answer there. Dods, is that right?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's fourth.
Yeah, hang on to Trey Fuller in the hope that he does come in to start, but he can be dropped if not. The only question to that is if he does make his way back into the starting lineup for the juicy as matchup against the Titans in round 26, you want to be starting Trey Fuller. Dursto having a dig at Chelsea, got the same amount of wins as Chelsea this weekend. Unfortunately, yeah, a lot of L's on the scorecard there. A lot of L's. Titans v Warriors. Sadly, way too much investment in this game for yours truly. It is a bit scary, but Shans, Nickel Clockstar, just quickly, lads. Simo, pretty good floor, and obviously it's a good matchup, and he'll probably be hungry. If he's out there, mate, he's a pretty juicy option, most likely.
Yeah, like if you're a flex in your league, then he's a very good guy to go and get. If you're in non-flex league, it's probably a little bit trickier, but I still think he's going to be a pretty good start at fullback this week, regardless. So you probably still want to go get Chance, but nothing against Chance. I just question Andrew Webster a little bit with this one, to be honest. Like, Tuapiki set up 2 tries on the weekend. One of them was to win the game. So he's obviously, I don't know what he's seen, but obviously he's seen something to bench Tuapiki. And then we've got Halasima on the bench as well. Like, for me, I don't know what the Warriors are really getting at here. They obviously want to get back to just a bit of ground and pound, solid defense. But I feel like he's kind of taking away a bit of the flair of this team, which I think they really need. So to see Tuapiki left, right, out, and Halasima in the 17, I think it's a bit crap. But obviously Andrew Webster knows a lot more than I do. But as someone that I don't necessarily follow the Wars, but I do believe Tuapiki is a very good player. So I don't know. To me, it's a bit of a step back. I don't love it from Webster, but I guess time will tell what happens here.
The epicenter of pain in this team is the number 7, who had an absolute shocker on the weekend. Oh boy. Are you surprised, Todd, that Tamari wasn't straight in here?
Yeah, I am a little bit. Coming back from what they had knocked Tamari, I thought he might have been named ahead of Tana, but again, like, it's a bit of a coin flip. I don't know if Tamari Martin is that much better than Tana Boyd. Like, it's I don't think it really matters at the moment who's in there at 7. Like, I think we're just getting through what we can because we're so injured. This is a really interesting game for SuperCoach. These 2 teams could put on a monster of a score.
Or it could be an absolute stink fest if it's in the wet.
Mate, it's at Seabud Stadium. You're not going down.
Not in the rain, mate. Not in the rain. Not looking so good. So hopefully there is a lot of weather forecast.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, they'll get a lot of support. Our man Cal has showed up. G'day, Cal. G'day, crew, he says. On this note, rate these fullbacks this week. So Jai Gray, likely in the wet. Shans, Dream, Bula, Yongi versus Chooks seems scary. I agree with that last one, even though I think he's a very talented player.
Dream the dream, baby.
Yeah, who the Tigers got?
They got Cowboys up there.
Cowboys at home. Leichhardt. It'll be an awesome atmosphere.
Yeah, I'd go Buller.
Buller, baby. Buller Vanaka.
I'll take CNK. CNK and Buller, clearly the top 2 for me. I think they're both good.
Buller Vanaka, Vaka
I
Levu.
think you get a very hungry Shans. I think his work rate will be through the roof in this one. Good luck, Cal. Would you play CNK over RTS or Sammy? I wouldn't play
RTS.
almost anyone over RTS this week, mate, to be honest. We said about the top 5 CTWs.
RTS,
It just
baby.
takes his floor to be matched with 1 or 2 line break tries here, and you're looking at 120. So I'm all about RTS this week.
Boy. Get behind RTS this week, baby.
Philip Sammy is a conundrum I want to raise with the boys. He is averaging 65 this year, looks outstanding, tends to finish pretty much everything. He's a hard one. Like, I didn't start him last week coming back from the concussion. I got it wrong. He scored 75 again. Pretty damn hard not to start him as a 4 CT dub. And I don't think the Waz... It's all... I mean, you've been defending okay. So, where does Philip Sammy sit this week? Like, is he just a must-start 4 CT dub? Or does he settle in with those that you're a little concerned with?
Context of the week is a start for sure. Like, we've already gone on a bit of a rant about how tough a week it is. So, like, there's no way I could possibly see, like, for you to bench him, like, there's no way you got 40 CT dubs you're going to prefer over that. Like, a 65 average, like, he's a guaranteed start for me, Sami. I think all those options, like, that's a really good question. Clockstat, RTS, Sami, I don't think you can really go wrong. For me, I'd probably go... I'd probably... Well, of those three, I'd go RTS, CNK, Sami, but having Sami last feels so weird because, like, the gap between all of them is nothing. So, honestly, you can't go too wrong there.
And Sammy averaging 7-8 on the wing. He has been a dream to pick up, and I think he's possibly been underrated for his entire career in SuperCoach. When he starts on a wing, especially the left wing, he scores tries. It's just what he does. Captain Rivalry says, "Beautiful, love that." And Cal, cheers, kinda the way you were leading. Good luck, lads. There's some tough decisions this week, boys. We're having a red hot crack at start sit. It would be very difficult to get them all right, to be honest with you. One guy you're not starting is Jalen de Groot. I just want to say it on this podcast. Can you please tell me how his defense is any better than Khan Pereira's? His attack is about a tenth of Khan Pereira's, if I'm being generous, possibly 5%. I don't understand coaching evidently enough to be qualified on this one, but he gives them a better chance of winning the game of football, and I don't think it's particularly close between those two. I messaged you, Simo. De Groot had a shocker on the weekend. Like, he was
well, Desi makes these weird decisions. Like, Khan Pereira is just so much more dangerous. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
So, yep. Nothing to be said there, really.
That's it, mate. Love seeing Daddy Fermor back in the back row. Good stuff. Now, Jolliffe is out at the worst possible time. Boys, that's a sneaky little boost to Mo Fott, correct? Just that little tiny 5 minutes-ish that he gets.
That's good for him, Meso.
Meso, hello, mate. Sometimes, gents, you got to take the de Groot on offer. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
As long as they're petite.
Love them petite. Love them petite.
It's like open that can of worms again.
Did us show her that footage, and confirmed. Big fan. All right. Kinney on the bench. I saw a question earlier about Kinney and what would you do with him. You hang on to him. Just be aware he can affect your AE if that's a strategy you're going with. I mean, do you guys think he comes in? Brumo was fantastic. Not his fault they lost last week.
No, I don't think Kinney comes in, to be honest. It's just Des. I don't know. Don't know what he's doing, to be honest. I don't think he comes in and starts at fullback. I've got him on my bench. I'll hold him so no one else picks him up, but I'm not confident in it.
Yeah. Will has said, sad times, I've been riding the Jolliffe wave.
Same,
and that
brother,
just makes my heart sing. Like, if ever there's a player, say you'd have been starting him this week, Todd, he crosses for a meaty.
Oh!
I love a bit of Jolliffe.
Yeah.
So he's out. Good times for both Tino and Mo Fott. It's good time to own the both of them. All right. I think that's really it. I don't want to start Niokora. I don't want to start Capewell. James Fisher-Harris could start playing better too, Todd's, for the money he's on. It's not been great.
Yeah. Does things off the field, mate. Does off the field stuff.
I have no problem with that. I've talked him up for that reason, but his on-field play, silly penalties, and really dropsy of late. Eels v Roosters. That was a disgusting performance by Parramatta, and I'm not sure if Josh Papali at 5'8" is really looking flat after a small sample, but Unfortunately, the Roosters are humming. Now, Simo, we've had this discussion so many times. I imagine the bookies have this so heavily stacked to the Roosters. This is banana peel or egg on face moment, isn't it?
Oh, it is $1.35 chooks. Better watch out.
There it is.
This is Choke City. Yep. I've seen this movie a few times.
For that reason, if you looked at this ostensibly, Billy Smith, I think he's the perfect 4th, 5th CT dub. I'll just throw Junior Tupou in there as well. Obviously playing on the left outside of Sam Walker. We got to pay attention to this because there's tries to be had on that left wing no matter who you are. He's a really good finisher and athletic player. Rank him first, Simo, just because you should have a choice between either. Would you start either given this matchup?
I would rank him Tupou Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to start them, which may be a little bit surprising because up against Lomax, I think Junior Tupou will be found out a lot more than what obviously Daniel Tupou would have. So I just think there's a lot of tries that Daniel Tupou scores through the air that Junior won't. So like Junior's probably someone that you could look at, like Tony mentioned before, with how tough it is with Tomoko and stuff like that. Junior Tupou is going to be someone people pick up and start. Like I get that because he's a Roosters left winger. My expectations probably aren't quite as high as you'd normally expect. So, look, I understand the start. It's just a really cautious one for me. I'm not all in on it, but I understand it.
Yep, I'm with you, mate. And I actually thought for that reason you might say Billy Smith. If you take out that one poor performance of his, he's actually gone really well. He's hit upside, and he seems to be living off little Teddy sort of face balls. I think he could be an okay start here. Call me crazy, Todd. I know you're a decent fan. You like him in that 4th, 5th CTW rotation model.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a bad matchup for Billy Smith, mate.
Yeah, it's not a super bad matchup. I kind of like it, and I wouldn't be opposed to starting Billy Smith or Junior Tupou, to be perfectly honest. I think I could get away with starting them both just based on the matchup. I don't mind it.
Going down the list here, Dodger, I'll go to you, mate, because you are an owner. Connor Watson's form has absolutely bottomed out. He played terribly in the third origin. Like, I'm a huge Watson fan. I know you are as well. He's I don't know if he's lost confidence. He's even been getting benched for Aielu. Mate, he is a very risky start, but to be honest, he's named to start this week, so you hope he just gets back up to the minutes, right?
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for. He'll be playing about 50 minutes, so you really need him to get out there, play the start of that game at hooker, and then move to a lock roll if who's going to actually spell him. So, yeah, it's a risky start this week. Like last week, he failed you at 22 points. The week before, 47 you can get away with, but another stinker like that and an Elam, it's big. But you mean you drafted him with a certain cost, and you're probably going to play him anyway.
I think so. He's a tough bench. I mean, I guess if you had a rotational piece in your 2RF that you liked better, you could put him in there. Now, I wonder if Siwa Wong is that guy. So, a lot of action here for the Roosters in terms of waivers this week. Siwa may well have been dropped out of a need last week. So, I'm just worried about Feketi. So, who does Egan and Spencer to rotate through the middle in this setup, I believe? Is it Feketi for Radley or Watson for Radley is super important here. Otherwise, Siwa may not play 80 minutes, right?
Yeah, well, Feketi's been playing a bit more of a middle role the last few weeks, and I think he might have spelled Radley at some point, but it's a tough one. Like, I think Wong will play 80, but it's risky because you could easily see you could see any of those guys spell him. Like Radley's a chance of spelling him, playing on an edge for a while. So, look. Siwa Wong's out there on waivers in one of the leagues I'm in. I don't even think I'll be putting a claim in for him, to be perfectly honest. He's one of those ones that, like he's just a bit too risky for me to pick him up and play him in a must-win semi. Like, if you've locked down a spot and you know you're going to make it to round 26, I think he's a good guy to have on your bench. But definitely not for the faint of heart picking him up and starting him this week.
Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. The loyal listeners talking about my boy, Kelma Tuolangi. Phoenix Star, are we back on the Tuolangi train rest of season? Will coming in with Tuolungi back in 2RF. Maybe not the week for him. Nice return. It's always the week for Tuolungi. Hit a 60-odd. When he gets 80 minutes, he goes and he scores. He's not without risk, but if you're in need of a 2RF here with a bit of upside, he is far from your worst option. It's risky. I'm not going to claim it isn't, but tell you what, he's got a bit of a cult following, at least with 3 of us in this chat. I love it. Captain Rivalry wants us to answer, does Marky Mark see more attacking ball with D Tupou out? Probably. I think it's... I would like Nwangi Tawaze. This is probably not a bad week to own because he's not on Lomax's side either, Simo. So that's pretty good shout.
Yeah, I
think
think
Robert Toya and Nwangi Tawase up against Dylan Brown and Neto Carr. That's pretty juicy.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think it
is.
General play. It won't change much, but fifth tackle, those bombs are going to go to Marky Mark.
I think so.
It'll be good.
Just to go back a little bit here, Will says, don't know what it is, but Jolloff's one of those guys he likes to own. Like I enjoyed owning the guitar swinging Dale Finucane back in the Storm days. Gets the job done. I'm with you, mate. With you on both. Okay, looking at the rest of it, Hopgood keeps on keeping on. Love your work to finish off the season. It's a weird week to trust your Penasini. You're not going to trust Dylan Brown. The Yongi question earlier, try and find another option. Probably, just assume. But let's be honest, if the Roosters don't turn up, maybe you get away with it. Mitch Moses, boys, I've got that dilemma at the moment is he someone you definitely start this week? He's hard because you drafted him so high, similar to Connor Watson. But without the goal kicking, geez, the floor's a danger here. Big, big danger. So... I'll probably trot him out against you, Todd, but I'm not going to like it.
Yeah, go on, mate. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Well, it's either him or Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd's matchup is
Oh, no,
spectacular.
yeah, Mitchell Moses. This is a bad matchup for Mitchell Moses. Don't trot him out. Trot out Tanner Boyd.
Trot out Tanner Boyd, who hits an 80, and I feel like a genius. Let's go.
That's the best game of his life for an 80.
Mate, he had a 70 this year. He's creeping up on it. Be nice to the kid. He's your man, right? You backed him. All right. Moving on down.
This is going to be a shellacking.
Jesus. Holy moly. If Dean Mariner is out there, Simo, he's the one I was waiting to mention when we're talking about CTWs who have bad matchups.
Yep.
Is he the number one? Because he'll be out there in a lot of leagues.
Oh, over all the guys we've talked about, this is the juiciest one for sure. In terms of where he was end of last week as to where he is now, given the matchup, yeah, he's someone that I'd rather pick up over Junior Tupou. I'd rather pick him up over Billy Smith, over Fionney.
Yep.
All those sort of fringe guys that we've talked about here, I'd be much more keen on. Both, honestly, to answer Carl's question, like both of them.
Karapani is well and truly owned. The only reason I didn't mention him, Cal, I think you start Karapani is an absolute goldmine start this week, and Dean Mariner. It'll be one of them. One of them will go multiple, most likely, but maybe both. So we've got Gagai still trustable. If I've got him in the listener league, if I was playing this week, I'd be finding a way to have him as a pivot. I wouldn't be starting Dan Gagai this week. That's risky as. Hopefully you've got, obviously don't bench him for a crap option, but if you can grab Dean Mariner and put him in there, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. Lewis, welcome back, mate. Doing there, Brass. We are doing well, sir. Hope you are well on this evening. Bit nippy where I am. Hopefully you're rugged up where you are. Cal, another one for the hooker convo. Simpkins v. Walters. Now, given the matchup, that's a really good question. Billy Walters, one of my mates reached out and said, I think he's going to look pretty decent at 5'8" tonight. That instinctive kick he did for Karapani, that's pretty good. He's just got really good footy instincts. I don't think that's an obvious one in Simpkins' favour, Simo. Could you make an argument for Walters here?
I would rather Walters. Yes, I would. Yeah, I don't need to add too much more. I think.
Yeah.
The matchup, and yeah, what I think is going to happen this week, I'd roll him out there.
Mariner versus Gagai, just making sure it's a clean sweep. I'd rather take my punt with Mariner. Yep. Simo, easy. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And Will's also said he had Tungo and AJ as other options. I'm not wanting to touch a South player too much myself, and Tungo is a hard no. The rest of it, Jaden Hunt arriving on an edge. I think you're probably not that desperate, I hope.
Nah, surely not, mate. Surely there's better options out there at 2RF.
So you're starting everyone from... And Ben Hunt is another 5/8 option this week, gentlemen. Given what we saw last week, I have to think he's ahead of a decent amount of those names we said. I didn't hate Wishart versus Ben Hunt this week.
Oh, Ben Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think actually this week, Ben Hunt versus King Tongia, who I had ranked probably highest out of all those guys, I think I'm going Ben Hunt as well.
Yep, I am too.
Saw enough last week to tickle me pickle.
I like it. Your man Jordan Ricky actually did play pretty well on the weekend, mate. He hangs on.
He'll do that.
Yep. Cool. Love Ben Tolte's work, just crossing for a meaty. Good on him.
He loves the meaty, the big fella, doesn't he?
Loves footy. And a shout out to Jack Kazeski. That was poor bastard ripping his alarm again. It's a rough game this. Yeah, Phoenix, this is a question that I'm sure a lot are looking at. He's a good real life player. How are we feeling about McEwen this week? Need another 2RF outside of Kelmer. So look, good player playing 80 minutes. You can shoot for it and hope for some junk, to be honest.
That's 11 second row right there.
Kelmer, mate, my mouth is watering. I love your work tonight, Phoenix. Kelmer, if you had Kelmer, McEwen, and what's another one? Corey Waddell. Corey Waddell. There's a Redford back row if ever I've seen it.
Absolute stinkers.
Gets me by though, doesn't it? Gets me by.
Outside of Kelmer. Oof.
I love that. Kelmer is your number 2. You are tugging at my heartstrings. I love it. McEwen with his 80 minutes, boys. I think he's pretty safe in that role. I don't think that's going anywhere just with this rotation. So Bateman. Oh my god. No. Okay. This is not there's Bateman. No. Not in my teams.
I see you've gone with the four really bad 2RF combo.
But yet he's still going as Phoenix.
He's actually probably the best start of all those guys, though.
Bateman, yeah.
Over Kelmer?
He pumped out a 70 nearly, Bateman, last week.
The risk of him trying to earn a penalty by saying he's concussed and then having to go off is too high for me. I'm just not about his work.
I'm telling you what, Kelmer is no way better. He's as much chance of a send-in or a send-off.
Or a million injuries, much like DWZ in one game. Yes, very much a risk. All right, so the Knights then, because I think the Bronx, there's a lot of green lights in there. So over to the mighty Knights that aren't so mighty.
There's zero green lights, mate.
Yeah, so are we flat just saying, because the Bronx defense is not great, lads. Just keep in mind. Yeah. But we've still got Jake Arthur and Jack Cogger, which tells me I just can't start any of them. Shout out to me getting a bet over the line with Dom Young being one of the try scorers, which is just hilarious the way it happened. Terrible bet. Tried to win decent, won some coin for the lads, which was hilarious.
Yeah, shout out you.
You guys aren't going to do it. Me shout out, listeners. Honestly,
shout out me in my podcast. That's good. That's funny.
Someone's got to do it. So are we red light on all of them, including so Marju, Best, Gagai, Young? I think Young's startable personally. I think Young will probably red hot chance.
Be green lighting 1 through 7. Red lighting. Yeah.
Okay. You can red light Jake Arthur if you like, mate. I can't.
He's got a big asterisk next to him.
He does. Okay, down to the final game of the round where dreams will be realised and dashed.
Dreams.
We've spoken of Jareem. You're pretty happy with him in this matchup. Taylor May, gentlemen. I want to discuss Taylor. That kid can ball. This matchup looks pretty damn juicy as well. He's on the, what is he? Would you go as high as the 2-3 CTW bubble here? Or would you have him just as a good 4th with a bit of upside? Simo, you first.
I would say he's probably top 15 this week. So he's
seems pretty juicy.
He's a 1-2, yeah.
He is a
so too.
likely type, isn't he? And it'll be very exciting going into drafts next year. He's also about to probably find his way to a good contract sometime again very soon for what he's shown the back end of this year. So that, I mean, I don't mind where Simo is with that. He's gone 1-2 bubble. I'm more of the somewhere around 20. Seems reasonable enough to me.
I can get behind the 1-2 bubble. I think that's a good shout by Simo.
You're starting Dewey if you got him. You're absolutely starting Dewey. I love him in the halves. I think he's great. The rest of it, the only one I want to mention was Sione. Sorry, Simo?
Oh, he's a good Supercoach player in the halves.
He is.
He does things. He doesn't sort of float by in games. He actually goes to the game and rips in. So like he has a running game. He's obviously got that good pass, long passing game that he can show time to time. I like him. Yeah, I like him there for Supercoach in the halves. It's a shame it hasn't been like that more.
Yeah. Sione Fainu did play on an edge, scored a 50-odd. He's an okay option in the FRF if you are in need of something. I think he's got a bit upside too, and not a horrible matchup. So
I don't think he's going to play the 80 though, but he definitely does have a little bit of upside in the FRFO.
I really think he has a punch chance, like a puncher's chance of crossing for a meaty, Tozza. So I think he's a good little dart throw if you want to shoot for some upside. Phoenix coming in with the great questions. May versus Mariner. I'll state my case. Taylor May floor, Mariner upside. I would start Mariner personally. I'm going to go hard on the matchup, but I think you get a better floor out of May. So have a look.
Taylor May, baby.
Simo?
I'd go May just.
Okay.
They're probably like, if I was to do the rankings, I'd have them almost back to back. They're both guys I'm keen on this week.
Just go hard on the matchup for me, but I can see how May, he's a bit safer, I think, in those two. Mariner could go missing. If they all go through the left side and Karapani has a monster, Mariner could miss out in that model. So, KPP versus Bateman, says our man, Captain Rivalry. Simo?
KPP.
He's been really solid. He's offloading. He's doing everything in a crap side. I'm with you on KPP. Myself? Todd, you can chime in. Your face said it all,
I'm
really.
the same, mate. I said at Bateman.
You just can't bring yourself to do it, can you?
No.
Beautiful, lads. We've got through the list for this week. As not as many exciting waiver options necessarily, but there's a lot of movement and a lot of tough decisions to be made. Cheers to you as well, Captain Rivalry, and good eye. Questions on X, please, Simo.
Yeah, good timing because, Captain Rivalry has thanked us on X. He's been jumping on both platforms, which has been really good. So he's been
what a guy.
A massive supporter this year. I will take his DM first.
Mm-hmm.
For this week, choose one out of Clifford, Cody Walker, Walters, or Simpkin.
Billy Waltz. If I was to choose out of those four, Billy Waltz.
Safer players, Simpkin, but Walters for some upside.
Yeah, I agree. And the other one we just answered, which was KPP. We have one of our favourites, Eggs 11, is on.
Eggs 11, hello, mate.
It's the egg. This is good. It's the Eggman here, boys. I'm shell shocked after losing my most recent final.
Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, boy. Very good.
You need to know your best positional streamers for this round. Forget rest of season value. We are looking through the looking glass here. Just need to survive another week and then focus on the future afterwards. Peace. Best streamers for the week, lads.
Best streamer. Kolomatangi qualifies as a streamer.
Yeah, sure.
He's got a 1 week special, so it qualifies. Mariner has to be on that list. Mariner's way up that list with a bullet.
Yeah.
If you're feeling
it's
frisky
a tough week
and you need back rowers, Kelma Tuolangi can be streamed and started. Just saying. Get on him.
Yeah.
Get on your Eggs 11.
Well, yeah.
It's a tough week, though, isn't it?
It is.
Streamers, yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough list.
Yeah.
That's a tough list. So Phoenix asks, "Hey boys, I'm picking second 2RF for this week. Who are we thinking between Lucy, Randall, and Fainu? Assuming you're talking, is it Samuel? Yeah, Samuela. I just don't say his name to me because I'll get blindsided by this again. It's probably Lucy, right?
It is Chris Randall.
In that matchup. I can't really answer this because it's got two of my typical back rowers, Simo. So, Lucy or Randall?
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah, like two Lucys there, Phoenix. Tough options, but good luck, mate.
Yep.
Any more from X there, Simo?
Yeah, there was, mate, until you interrupted, and that was good.
Well, it's questions, mate. Questions coming in. We're ducking in
good.
between.
I'm
Dynamic.
going to stream it for you, Simo. I'm going to stream it for you. A 1 week special. Dallin Waitani's Lesniak versus Gold Coast, baby.
Oh, you're actually selling one. I'm thinking again.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
I'm selling one. Getting mine.
Any questions on the book of face there, Tom?
We were talking about streamers, weren't we, before we interrupted?
Hang on, is there any more in the chat? Surely Cal's got one. Come on, Cal, get one in there. I'm in the mood
Cal.
for a hello, Cal.
G'day, Cal. Yeah, fire away, please, Simo. The fans are restless waiting for these.
No, it's all good. Go back to Facebook. It's fine. No, it's good. Wishart or Fogarty?
Ooh.
Fogarty.
You have to just go with the goal kicker there, but I can certainly understand the question. Stick with the guy who's got you there.
Yep. Tallis Duncan or Siwa Wong?
Oh, gross question. That's horrible. You hope a late pivot of Tallis Duncan to the back row and then enjoy the fact he's a stud. Siwa, but I just don't like it.
Siwa, gross though.
I think I'd stick with Duncan. He's just too high at the moment.
He's too good. He's a great player.
He's just finding a way. So
he's been pretty good. Hey.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Last one is pick two. Marju, Karapani, Dom Young, Junior Tupou, or Taruva.
Oh,
Karapani and
is a
Junior
lock.
Tupou for me are the two.
Yeah, between Junior. Who was the last one?
Taruva.
Oh, Taruva's got a juicy matchup too.
So you got both Knights wingers. Karapani,
I don't want
Tupou,
any of those guys. I'll go Taruva and Karapani.
I'll go Karapani and Greggy Marju. Give him a run.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think he's due.
Thank you so much. Any more DMs, you said? That's it?
Just checking. I don't think so. I think that's us done. Yep, we're done.
Beautiful. Thank you, mate. Phoenix, before we jump in, best FRF backup this week for AFB. We didn't focus heavily on the front rowers this week. Just ripping back quickly to remember the options.
Sione Fainu.
Sione, Clem, but he's probably already owned. Keon Tolmatangi would be the perfect pickup in that scenario for obvious reasons. Yeah. I think as well, if IPAP is out there, he could get you a start as well. Would be pretty awesome if Yo does not come back.
Yep.
Nice.
Meso's with you, Simo. Meso says he'd go with Duncan at centre over Wong, much likely to score a try. And last question here. Harakino 101, welcome, mate. So I think you've got Junior, Barlow, I think. Siwa Wong versus Kelma. Pick one to play. Kelma of the three of them for me.
Barlow.
Okay.
Junior Barlow.
Thanks, boys, says Phoenix. Thank you, mate, for your contributions this evening. Todza, book a face, good sir.
Yes, mate. I got a quick two here from Vance. He says, rank these 1 week plays. Matt Fingai, Brian Kelly, Tui Pelotu, Junior Tupou, Gagai, and Karapani. I think we all have Karapani on the top.
Yeah.
Followed by Junior.
I think so. Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. How far down? So, Junior, Gagai, Tui Pelotu, Brian Kelly, Matt Fingai.
Tuipulotu next for me. Just take a punt on the matchup and crossing for the stripe.
I probably have
I'm not
Brian
very-
Kelly third, I reckon.
Big Kells versus the Warriors.
Yeah, he's one we don't talk about enough. He's probably going to be up against. Well, he's against Pompey or Rocco Berry, both good options for him. So,
True.
yeah.
It's somewhat of a list there. The second part of the question, he says, playing semis this week. Thoughts on offering Kiraz for semi? Sounds like a trade offer.
Kiraz for Sammy straight up. If your grand final is this week, I can understand potentially taking a punt on it, but it's a tough old matchup for Kiraz. Bulldogs also play a tough round 26 as well, so maybe that's part of the thinking. I couldn't do it myself, but I can understand if you be a clever trade. If it's one of those ones you do it and Sammy outscores him, you'll be a genius. So there's that.
Well, then the Bulldogs have got Storm and Panthers.
Very
next
tough.
2 weeks. I mean, it's a really good question. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that I probably wouldn't even cross my mind. But I mean, the fact that he's even thinking about it means he's probably like, back yourself. Just do it. Like,
If you think it'll help you, go do it.
I wouldn't, but
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Or try and get
credit to you.
more. That's the other one. Is like Kiraz's value is a lot higher than Sammy's. Is there anything else you could do?
The thing is like he's back in the matchup. Like he knows who, he knows which CTW he knows he's going to get him for sure. It's like, sure, you could shoot for someone higher up the order. Trying to think of an example.
I didn't mean for a better CTW. I actually meant potentially for someone else to, like, unless your team is completely stacked everywhere. What if there is a 2RF that also has a good matchup? Like, I wouldn't just ask for Sammy in that deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. No, it's definitely a bull.
Snap off Kiraz for Sammy, and you've got the kahunas to go and do that. Yeah, that's some BDE. Like
that'd be sick.
Oh,
and I want to hear all about it.
For it to work, I just wrote on my piece of paper Kiraz versus Philly Sammy just to watch that matchup over the weekend. Like,
incredible.
See if it works out. That's some big dog stuff.
The fact that he sent this message in, like, of course, none of us on a podcast are going to sit here and rightfully look you in the eye and say, yeah, we'd rather Sami. Like, no one's going to say that. No. But, like, matchup. Credit to him. Yeah.
Crazy. Sammy, that's a good one.
Sammy against the Finns next week. There's a game. I mean, you must start in that matchup, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Kraz is interesting, though, boys, isn't he? Because he goes through waves in the year where you think, mate, this bloke should be a first, like, top 5 overall pick when he, those games where he bases 90 and throws 8 offloads and then he just has these lulls where he just reverts back to like a mortal CTW as opposed to just the freak that he can be.
I wonder what he is in good matchups, Simo, for that reason. Like, is he down? If we had a look at his stats against the genuine gun teams, does he just play more controlled, less offloady game?
Yeah, I think he probably does. Like, he didn't do much against the Roosters because they got towed up, but he's just, I guess it's just one of those ones, like, you think that just when you think that there's this matchup proof, or not even matchup proof, but just a CTW that can do things that pretty much every CTW can't, and that's be consistent. Just when you think Kraz is that, he just goes through these lulls, and but when he's on, shit, he's good. Like, he's just that good a SuperCoach player.
Good luck to the listener there. Love to know the outcome of that, whether you did the trade and whether it works. Todd, are there any other questions on the Book of Face, sir?
No, that's all we got from the Book of Face, mate. It's a bit of a big week. We got a question on the page last week, on the Facebook page, from Anonymous about starting Sione Katoa. He sort of put a list there just prior to kickoff, like Karapani, Malfahu, Sione Katoa. I went back with him and said Katoa, so hopefully he took our advice there and went bonkers. So shout out to that listener. But no, that's all we got from the Book of Face, mate.
Very good. Was a fun week to be starting Sione Katoa, I can say. It looked good. All right. Quick mention of the Listener League, gentlemen. It is a huge matchup this week with Todza fighting for his life against Holmes and Watson for a spot in the grand final.
That's correct.
How do you feel about the matchup, Tots?
Well, I'm excited, mate. You can hear it. I can feel it. It's crunch time, mate. It's do or die. It's got to get it done this week.
Holmes
This
and
team
Watson
is
for
a
a
lot
chance.
better than mine.
Yeah, chance to fight for a jersey against myself in the GF. So we'll see how this lines up. Yeah, you look like you're in some strife, old son, looking at the matchup.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir. It's going to be a long weekend for me, I think.
yeah, it's a tough old side. But anyway, you've made it this far. So good luck to both the gentlemen there. And I'll see you in the GF to the winner. That's us for the evening, gentlemen. A lot of changes to the team list and some unusual ones. So good luck out there, listeners. Hopefully you can get through and we're celebrating some grand final appearances. Luciod Mian, thank you very much, good sir.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, go finals.
Yeah, boy. Simo, thank you very much, mate. How many leagues are you active in? Because you are in a few. Talk up a couple for us.
I think I'm only in 4.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a great year though, so I'm in 1 GF.
Yep.
But the others I'm gone in. Like our league of record,
Yeah,
you knocked me out last week. Listener league was rough. I mismanaged my team a little bit actually in the semi. I think I ended up losing by 7 points, and the only CTW left to pick up in the round was Sam Rani, who then didn't play, and there was literally no one I could pick up. Just it was a painstaking loss, because if I could have picked up any CTW to score more than 6 points, I would have won. But wasn't to be. So seeing Sam Rani's name on the team sheet pisses me off this week, though. I'll give you that. But yeah, no. To answer your question, mate. Yeah, one league's going all right, which is a keeper. But yeah, the others no
league.
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, good luck. That'll be round 26. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, round 26.
Yeah, beautiful. Our man Meso, good potty boys. Good luck everyone in your playoffs. And g'day, Cal. Great pod. Thanks again, guys. Love it. Love the support, listeners. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let your fam bam and your friends know about us. Looking to grow the brand as always. Good luck with your finals. And as always, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah.